Welcome to the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by Shekina community members. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com.
Hello, this is Ro.
And this is Ray.
It's week 45 of...
We are sitting in a lovely little cafe listening to the rain, which has suddenly become very heavy.
And that is probably going to mean that people near us are going to start speaking a little louder too. It's great timing.
Yeah, great timing. So hopefully you can hear us well. I don't know if you can hear this rain. It's quite intense.
It's lovely, but loud.
Lovely but loud.
So listeners, this podcast is supported by you. Because this podcast is about meditation, we want to keep it ad-free. So our beloved patrons at patreon.com support us for as little as $1 a month. And patrons get extra audio every month.
Yeah.
You can find us over at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast.
Supporting this podcast helps to keep Shekina communities running and free for travelers and spiritual seekers. And it helps us know that you appreciate what we're doing in putting this podcast into the world.
Yeah.
It's a baby podcast.
Yeah.
It's just a little baby podcast.
Just a little one.
And you guys appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Patrons, you are the best.
Mm-hmm.
You are like strawberry smoothie or that lavish second cup of coffee of the day.
Which we may or may not be enjoying right at this very moment.
Yes, I'm having strawberry smoothie.
And I'm having a lavish second coffee.
Lavish.
Lavish.
Lavish of you. What have you been up to this week, Ro?
Well, we've been... Oh, the rain's really coming down now. We've been working on the beautiful garden beds at Shekina Garden, doing some bricklaying. And I've been dealing with lots of little flies that want to come and bite me while I'm doing that. So it's really a meditation in remaining calm.
Yes.
While being distracted by
being bitten.
Irritating insects.
Yes.
Yeah, but they're looking really beautiful. We're up to almost finished the second last one.
Oh my goodness, it's so exciting.
We're really going to have a party when it's finished.
Yes.
It's
you
great.
guys have been with us the whole time.
Such a journey.
You listeners, you have been with us this whole garden bed journey.
It's very beautiful.
What are we going to talk about when we're not doing this anymore?
What have we done this week?
Built a house.
Also, our workshop and our bathroom at the garden got new hats this week. We got new roofs put on them, big, fluffy, grassy hats. So they're looking very gorgeous.
Nice.
And because that job is pretty messy with the old bits of grass falling everywhere, Shanua spent the last few days really giving the workshop a good clean out, and it looks so nice and just beautiful and fresh and ready for doing woodworking, which is exciting.
Yeah, he said he brought Kyan to help him, our teenager.
I did get photographic proof of that for you. I meant to send that to you.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Oh, awesome. That's good. Get the teens working.
Absolutely.
They'll be a lot happier.
And our dear friends Olga and Tina are back in town for about a month, so it's really lovely to see them. They just arrived yesterday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. Yeah, Kenya's off already to find Tina.
Good. How lovely. And you had an adventure this week, Ree.
Yeah, I left on Monday as early as I could, which wasn't all that early, to drive to Mesot, which takes, the full journey takes about 11 hours. So It's a long drive.
Yep.
And I did it by myself. So, we have really good friends there. We've known them I've known Corinne since I was 17, so like 22 years.
Yeah.
So they work with a foundation there called Caris. And it's helping education and family protection for Burmese migrant workers. So instead of, there's a lot of orphanage-based work done around the world, and this is kind of preemptive. It's kids should be with their families, so let's support families and keep them together.
Yeah.
And it's really amazing work. It's really, really good. So there's always a lot of languages being spoken when I'm there. There's a lot of Burmese and Thai. And Chin is another language I heard about this week that I've never even heard about before. Awesome. Karen, it's wild. It's a really cool place. And very different. It's a very different place in Thailand. You see a lot of men driving by on bicycles wearing lungis, so you feel like you're in a different world.
How beautiful.
Yeah, really cool. And we just got back last night, and tomorrow I'm off to help Kai get situated for the next school year. So he's got a place to stay that's a bit of a distance from his school, so we're trying to figure out how to get him up there.
Yeah.
And I just want to, really support him as he starts. He'll be home every weekend again, but I like to be there for the first day of school.
For sure.
Maybe take him out afterward and stuff like that.
Yeah, make it special.
Make it special.
Beautiful.
So today's episode is a form of Lectio Divina that uses different versions of one verse. So like several different translations or versions or paraphrases of the verse. This week it's John 8:12. It's guided by Ro and recorded at Shekina Garden in Thailand. The meditation will have 3 parts. First, Ro will guide you through some exercises to help you find quiet in your mind. Then she will read through the verse all those many times with lots of silence in between. It's for you to be able to dream and think and just go deeply into the verse in all the different ways that it comes across.
Yeah, then for the third part, you can process your experience either perhaps by journaling or in a small group if you've been meditating with other people. It's a good practice to listen well without interrupting each other or correcting each other. So maybe using a talking stick or another object can be really helpful. Let's begin. Welcome to meditation at Shekina Garden. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position to sit in. You might like to roll your shoulders back a few times. Stretch out any tense areas, anything that's sore. Maybe take a couple of big breaths in and sighing it out. And finding a position that we can hold for a little while. We don't have rules about staying still the whole time, but to begin with, it's good to find a nice, strong, upright position. Our spines are straight, where we can breathe easily, where we can let our bodies be still to settle into the meditation. Letting our attention go to our breath to begin with. Not changing how we're breathing, but just noticing the regular, natural rhythm of our breath going in and out, and the little pause at the bottom of our breath, and then starting again. Settling our attention just on this one thing, just noticing the breath. Perhaps noticing what parts of our bodies move as we breathe. Our belly rising and falling. Perhaps noticing the temperature in our nostrils. Can you notice any difference in the temperature on the inhale and the exhale? Perhaps noticing the sensation on the upper lip or the little part of skin just under your nose. Or your mustache. What sensations can you notice as you breathe? Noticing as well perhaps other sensations in your body, the feeling of your clothes against your skin, the movement of air, the parts of your body that meet the mat, or the weight of your hands in your lap. Notice all those feelings, all those sensations. And you might begin to notice some parts of your body that feel a little sore or a little tight in the muscles. Just as you sit still, those muscles starting to talk to you. You might like to draw your attention to each of those parts, maybe shoulders or hips or part of your back, your neck. You might like to draw your attention to that part of your body, and on each inhale, imagine directing your breath into that part of the body. The breath maybe filling it up or cleansing it. And then on the exhale, perhaps if it's available to you, releasing just a little those muscles or finding slightly different position where those muscles, where that part of the body can relax a little, find a little more comfort. If you haven't already, you might like to turn your attention inward to your thoughts, your feelings, what's happening in the inner world. Just noticing what's happening, the same way we notice the sensations on the outside of our body, feelings of our skin, in the same way we notice what's happening inside. Not judging what we're thinking or feeling, but perhaps imagining that our thoughts are like clouds. And we're just looking up into the sky and noticing them floating by. They're not harming us, they're not affecting us too much. Just floating by and we're noticing them. We're going to take a few moments just to acknowledge what our thoughts are doing, what thoughts we're having. If the picture of the clouds is working for you, you might like to imagine each thought being a cloud that comes into your field of vision. You can notice it, acknowledge it, and then let it drift away so that it's out of your field of vision. You might notice that your sky is very full of clouds, or maybe there's just a few big ones. Just notice and acknowledge what's happening. You might notice that some certain clouds come back again and again. That's okay too. We'll just notice that, and then we'll let them go, let them float away, out of sight. You might like to imagine that your sky that you're looking at is becoming clearer and clearer. That the clouds are passing away, floating off or dissolving. So that slowly all that is above you is just a clear blue sky. It's a normal experience of meditation for certain thoughts to return, to distract us. When that happens, you might like to again imagine the thoughts floating away like a cloud. If it works for you, you could use your breath to blow them away. So that all that is above you is just clear. We're going to move to the second part of our meditation now. I just invite you to feel this stillness and quietness, and to return to this feeling in your body and in your mind when you might come across distractions during the meditation. Just to return in your mind to this place of stillness and quietness. As we turn to listen to scripture, you might like to turn your hands palm upward in your lap or on your knees as a sign of listening to the divine, a symbol perhaps of openness, receptivity, or any other physical sign or symbol that feels good for you. The scripture we'll be meditating on today is from the Gospel of John, chapter 8, verse 12. I'm just going to be reading this one verse, but from a number of different translations. I'll read from each translation twice, read the verse through twice, and then allow some minutes for meditation. And just invite you to explore the words in your mind, employ your imagination, maybe come across the words as if for the first time, or as if you're a little kid imagining what the words could mean. There might be one word that stands out for you, or one phrase. Feel free just to explore one word if that feels good for you today. The main part of this verse are the words of Jesus. So you might like to even use your imagination that Jesus is speaking these words to you today. What could these words mean, spoken to you from Jesus today? Jesus spoke to the people once more and said, "I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will have the light that leads to life." Jesus spoke to the people once more and said, "I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will have the light that leads to life."
Jesus once again addressed them. I am the world's light. No one who follows me stumbles around in the darkness. I provide plenty of light to live by. Jesus once again addressed them. I am the world's light. No one who follows me stumbles around in the darkness. I provide plenty of light to live by. Then Jesus said, I am light to the world, and those who embrace me will experience life-giving light, and they will never walk in darkness. Then Jesus said, I am light to the world, and those who embrace me will experience life-giving light, and they will never walk in darkness. On another occasion, Jesus spoke to the crowds again. I am the light that shines through the cosmos. If you walk with me, you will thrive in the nourishing light that gives life and will not know darkness. On another occasion, Jesus spoke to the crowds again. I am the light that shines through the cosmos. If you walk with me, you will thrive in the nourishing light that gives life and will not know darkness. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but we'll have the light of life. Slowly begin to move yourself from this space of meditation, bringing your awareness back to the here and now. You might like to take a series of deeper breaths, letting the belly fill up. You might like to wriggle your fingers and toes. Bring a little bit of movement back to your body after stillness. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes.
When you are ready, take a few deep breaths and begin your time of journaling or sharing with others. Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation each week, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Have a beautiful week. Blessings to you.